Hello. What's going on, Ange? Hello, Jerkan. Bear with me while I set up shop on my laptop. 586 items in the store. I hope you all's week went well, safe and ice free. I'm having a slow day today, so bear with me. So much to do. I'm going to let's do some original art auctions today. I'll got a lot going on. We'll do some sketches. I'm available for commissions if you're interested. Um, Head to the Buy It Now section. The items with a prefix code in the 100s are personal, custom sketched drawings for yourself. I'm going to grab some items that I'm going to run an auction, some of the original art I've got here. And that's a good way for me to kind of ramp into the show. I'm running a little, I'm running on empty today. Hold on a second. seen her face, I can't forget the time or place where we just met. She's just a girl for me, and I want all the world to see we've met. Mm-hmm. Had it been another day, I might have looked the other way, and I'd have never been a word. But as it is, I'll dream of her tonight. Falling, yes, I'm falling, and she keeps calling me back again. I have never known the like of this. I've been alone and I have missed things and kept out of sight. But other girls were never quite like this. Falling, yes, I'm falling, and she keeps calling me back again. Falling, yes, I'm falling, and she keeps calling me back again. I've just seen her face, I can't forget the time or place where we just met. She's just the girl for me, and I want all the world to see we met. Falling, yes, I'm falling, and she keeps calling me back again. Falling, yes, I'm falling, and she keeps calling me back again. Cool. Yes, I'm falling, and she keeps calling me back again. We're going to do some Remark prints to start the day. 1 second. Good times. How was your all's week? Hopefully better than mine. Preparing my taxes early this year, so it was a whole week of going through receipts and logging in receipts. How annoying. Not my forte. Check this out. This is available in the Buy It Now section. It's 11 by 14, I think, in size. It's not quite 11 by 17. It's a little shorter. I have a print. It's in the bin. It's Joker mashed up with the Venom symbiote. And a lot of people that bought the print and looked at the print at shows, they suggested, it'd be cool if the Joker mashed up with Carnage because they're both insane. So I just did this on the cold. And this is also a print, but the original art is available. I charged $200 at a show for a full figure sketch. 11 by 17s are twice that, so this is $50 off here on the bin. Check that out. To take home an 11 by 17 piece of original art by me. Joker meets Carnage. Where have you seen that before? Probably somewhere, but not many places, I imagine. You can buy this Venom print without a remark. This is available in the bin. If you scroll down, I believe it's items with a 300 prefix. You'll find this Venom head sketch. Well, it's not a sketch, it's a head illustration print. Originally, it was a sketch, though, on a sketch cover like this, but I liked it so much I blew it up and I had my friend Dash color it, knock the bottom out of it. So this one's got a, what's this guy's name again? Dead Venom? Venom Pool with a symbiote signature. Well, that's a saliva signature, really, isn't it? This one has a remark on it. I printed 50 of these Venom prints with a white circle down in the center, in which I would add one-of-a-kind drawing. So this is only one of two Venom Pool remarks that I did out of 50. This itself is a one-of-a-kind drawing. There's nothing else like it. Let's see if we can put this up for auction. I need to practice my auctions again. I'm rusty after 2 weeks off. Here we go, 30 seconds. This is $70 at a show. But here on Whatnot, happy to take some cash off because I'm working out of the comfort of my home. So it's just $60 here. Happy to sign it for you as well. Anything you buy here at the store or auction today, happy to sign it for free if you wish. How much are we getting back from Uncle Sam? I am my own business, so I never get money back. I'm maxed out during the year. I usually end up paying something, and it's been that way since day one in my career. So no surprises there. Good question though, Miss Mayhem in the house. What's up? What's on the shelves now after the holidays, Miss Mayhem? Fill us in. We got to know. My local CVS has a bunch of exercise stuff all of a sudden. Nobody biting on Venom Pool. That's cool. That's cool. No Venom Pool. What else we got in here? I'm going through my portfolio little by little. As you can tell, I'm always prepared. I think this guy's in the bin. It's just a random demonic type character. I thought it was cool. Messing around with my toothbrush. It was drawn in 2019. This is older than a lot of your children. Here's another remarked print. I had 50 of this Spider-Man headshot printed on a special kind of like a matte finish paper so that I can draw on the paper itself without having a lot of smearing and smudging. So we got a Doc Ock remark in his eyes. You can buy the print itself on glossy 100-pound stock. You can buy it with the eyes blank, or you can buy it with an already made Venom reflection inside. The Venom reflection is one of my top sellers at shows. It's pretty great. Looking for Doc Ock in my auction. I don't see him. Oh, very odd. Stand by, stand by. Let's make one. I thought this, I would have bet all of my money, even before taxes, that I had this up already. But okay, no problem. Stand by. Just soak in that drawing while I'm doing this work. Here we go. Comic art. Remember, don't say Doc Ock in the chat. You will get flagged. I always pack things well, so your package will be somewhere between 1 and 2 pounds because it'll be between 3 slabs of cardboard in addition to the box itself. All right, let's see. Let's see if Dr. Octopus shows up. No, not showing up. There he is. Okay, I just made him. Start auction 30 seconds. That'll give me some time to recover. Miss Mayhem says lots of Valentine's and Easter stuff. LO. We also have quite a bit of new exercise stuff in our aisles because everybody makes the New Year's resolution, right? I'm going to exercise, damn it. I'm going to get in shape. I made the same one. I'm 5 days in a row exercising so far. So I have to lose my belly. I have this weird kind of, looks like a gut is what I usually call it. I got a gut that I've got to get rid of. So I'm 5 days in. As a matter of fact, I might cut it early today just so that I can do some extra exercising today. I usually walk or get on. We have a bicycle here at the apartment, so I usually get on a bike or go for a walk. I like the walks, especially when the weather's nice. I can get some fresh air. One thing about Danvers, Mass, I have to say, we're close enough to the beach that I can still, on really good days, you can get some nice beach air, and it smells awfully good. Love it. Let's see. So I'm going to run an auction for Spider-Man upside down with Doc Ock reflected in his lenses. Here we go. 30 seconds, $60. Happy to sign it for you. Can personalize it on request. No carbs, cardio, and weight training is the key. I haven't been able to shake the carbs yet, but that's on the agenda. And weight training is on the agenda. My main problem is I'm not consistent. I need to make it a habit. It's very difficult for me to, with my lifestyle, to have like a regular thing. That's why Thursdays at noon are so cool. Something for me to build on because I'm all over the place during the day. There's always a fire of some kind that needs to get put out. I can't always draw. A lot of times I have to do research. I have to find an agent for my projects. I've got to find a distributor at some point for my comics. It's very time consuming and messes up my schedule quite a bit. Here's a Roy Thomas print for those of you who don't know who Roy Thomas is. He is the, you guys know who Stan Lee is, I hope, right? He was the first editor in chief of Marvel Comics during the Silver Age. And Roy was the first person to replace Stan. So he ushered in a lot of new, fresh characters into the Bronze Age. You might know some of them. This guy, maybe. This one's Tigra right here. So we've got a Tigra remark down in the bottom left corner. He ushered in the horror line with Werewolf by Night and with Dracula, Man Thing. Of course, Dracula's not an original character to Marvel, so he's not on here. But a lot of the horror characters that are unique to Marvel Comics are Werewolf by Night, Jack Russell, um, Brother Voodoo, the Man Thing. Morbius is in here somewhere. There he is, right there. Morbius, the living vampire. This is not Conan, even though Roy is also responsible for bringing Conan the Barbarian and Star Wars to the comic book world. This is a character called Star the Slayer, if I recall correctly. Star the Slayer was a prototype. He appeared in is it Chamber of Darkness or Crypt of Shadows? I forget. I think it's Crypt of Shadows. Some of the other characters he created, Carol Danvers, who eventually became a gigantic character, became Captain Marvel. Doc Samson, one of my favorites. The Valkyrie, Union Jack, and Spitfire, British superheroes from World War II. The Stingray, one of my favorite designs for a character. Of course, Power Man and Iron Fist. That's the Black Knight, Dane Whitman, the second Black Knight, second Marvel Black Knight. Red Wolf. I think we know who this guy might be. Several X-Men, including Banshee, Sunfire, Havoc, the Vision over at the Avengers. He had a really great run on the Avengers I enjoy very much. If you haven't read Roy's Avengers, it started around issue, I want to say 25-ish, and went up to 100. Read those if you haven't. Find them in any form and read them. So I'm going to launch this auction for a one-of-a-kind Tigra remark. Here we go. Routine is important. Also very difficult for me. No bites, no worries. I aim to please. If there's anything you're looking for, let me know. I'll try to post it or sketch it. I have a lot of people who say, "Oh, can you draw this? Can you draw that?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And then when it comes time to pull the trigger and actually pay me for a commission, they're like, "Okay, next time." So if you're serious about a commission, I'm happy to help you out. Here's the Spidey head print with the lizard in reflected in his eyepieces. So here we go. 60 seconds, 30 seconds for the lizard. One of my favorite characters. I love his look. The professor, the reptile man in the professor lab coat. Can't beat it. Don't forget, we've also got a graphic novel series for younger readers. called the Fabian Cousteau Expeditions series. I did the illustrations, over 100 pages in each book. So I got 400 pages of original art from the Fabian Cousteau Expeditions. Here is a double-page splash. It's available in the bin if you're interested, if you guys like sharks. Kind of fun. Here's the date it was done. This was the first in the series. It's called The Great White Shark Adventure. A book in which you will find out how many sharks we kill as humans every year. It's quite disgusting and unnecessary, really. Fun stuff. Roy Thomas print. Remember where Tigra was last time? This one we've got Wolverine. I'm surprised this hasn't sold. Just about everything that I draw of Wolverine disappears quickly. Surprised I still have this. Maybe there aren't many fans of the orange and brown costume anymore. I'm not sure. But this is good stuff. Start auction, 30 seconds, $60. Happy to sign it. It's like paying for the remark and getting the print for free on something that's very frameable and hangable on your wall. Glad to sign it for you if you like. This is the last time I did something for Marvel, 2018. They don't call me anymore. Tear runs down my eyes, down my cheek, and then I drink it and become powerful. And I work on comics like New Zodiacs, which are so much better than almost anything that's on the stands nowadays. No bites on Wolverine. That's right. There's Valentine's Day coming up before you know it. We recently celebrated our first wedding anniversary, Sonia and I. And I've given her a card every week since then. She got one yesterday. So we've got at least 54 cards floating around the apartment. Let's see. Here's a Roy print. You know, you guys remember who Roy Thomas is, right? Because you know who Stan Lee is, right? The first editor-in-chief of Silver Age Marvel Comics. So Roy replaced Stan. He was the first editor-in-chief who replaced Stan Lee. And these are many of the characters that he helped co-create in the Marvel Universe. Roy, you could say Roy ushered in the Bronze Age of comics. Here's a Ghost Rider, another shocker here that the Ghost Rider has not sold yet. But I do have a Ghost Rider remark. Here we go. It's 30 seconds for you to claim Ghost Rider. Take him home with you today. I could have done white like a skull, but I love the fiery colors, and they certainly pop off the back of this. If this was a white skull, he'd kind of blend in more with the background down there. So I dig the flaming color choice by me. Dig it on it. This one's already signed too. This is an example of what your signature might be. Not sure why I signed that. I usually sign it on camera or in person. What's left? What's left? Well, it's not Christmas anymore, so let's dump the Christmas tunes. What do you say? I got two more prints planned this year. One is Spider-Gwen. I get a lot of requests for Spider-Gwen, and I'm going to try a Raven one because Raven's so popular in the cosplay world. I think so many people look great dressed as Raven. I thought it'd be cool to do a Raven piece. This is Spider-Gwen Remark, number 34 of 50 on a Venom print. $30, $60. Take Spider-Gwen home with you today. For some reason, I was thinking of a TV show that I forget where it was, called Pennyworth. You guys ever see that? It's basically about young Alfred, Batman's butler, like kind of exploring his history before Batman existed. And there was a little hook in the Pennyworth series that implied that Alfred and Bruce Wayne's mother, Martha Wayne, might have had a thing for each other, and Alfred may be Bruce Wayne's father. Isn't that an interesting idea? This is number 44 of 50. Miles Morales print. Love the stars and the color of the sky for this. Helps him pop. Sometimes I do work that I like. What do you know? Here we go. Opening bid is $60. 30 seconds. Here we go. Also available in the bin, I hope. Let's see. Let me check just to make sure. Yep, there he is. The item number 226 in the bin is this bad boy right here. The figure is printed out onto the paper and then kind of drawn upon, kind of revised by me. So it's mostly a print though. And then I went bananas with experimenting with a background. So I'm asking 350. Anybody interested in this for 300 today? Raise your hands. I'll list it. we go. 11 by 17. I charge $200 for a background, but this is kind of a simple background, actually, even though it's very detailed. It's very simple to produce. $50 off, $100 off from my price at shows or signings. That's the other thing I have to do. I have to prepare my convention appearances this year. I'm not busy at all. Why do you ask? Here's Spider Gwen in a Spidey reflection. Spidey Gwen reflected in the mask. It's a start auction, 30 seconds. Here we go. No bites, no worries. Back in the portfolio, Gwen. Okay, thank you. Great. This one is the Scarlet Spider in action. I guess the two of them are going at it for some reason. You come up with your own scenario. This one is number 9 of 50. I just got these, or I just kind of started working on these. I'm not used to Thursdays. Maybe I'll start this again tomorrow when I come on. Usually start my Thursdays with a remark sketch. I haven't been doing that lately. Maybe I'll start again tomorrow. I'll start with the reflection. A reflection remark tomorrow. That might be a cool idea. This one's got Scarlet Spider, number 9 of 50, one of a kind drawing. Here we go, 30 seconds. I thought Acid bought that. I guess not. I've seen Acid on the streams every once in a while, other people's streams. If he bought it, he didn't tell me. And neither did Whatnot. I actually sold an item in between shows, and I'm not used to that either. Someone went into the store and purchased something in between my live streams. I'm not used to that. This is number 30 of 50. Another shocker, frankly. Eddie Brock with the symbiote swirling around him, still available. Let's see if I can find this one. There he is. Start auction, 30 seconds. $60, $10 off retail. That's over 10%. Roy Thomas, that SOB, he's at it again, being editor in chief in the later 60s and into the mid 70s. He created all these characters, including the Vision. One of my favorites for sure, especially when I was a child. The Vision was a staple in the Avengers when I was reading it. And I loved how he could pass through things and then partially solidify and like disrupt a person's biology. So cool. And he can make himself like super dense, diamond hard, so he'd become really, really heavy. I thought that was cool too. And conversely, he can become lightweight and float. 30 seconds for the Vision. Happy to sign it for you too. Single figure is $150. I love this guy. I love this drawing. Another shocker. Not sure why people don't like Nighthawk, but there he is. Do I have this in this store? This is Don McGregor, who had a significant run as writer of the Black Panther series in the 70s called Jungle Action. He wrote issue 9 through 24. And he's very well known as a Panther, significant contributor to the Black Panther's history. So we did a tribute print for Don, and that this is available in the bin. Let's see if I can find it. Black Panther. Here it is, number 333, 11 by 17, autographed by me and Don. You just pop yourself into the buy it now section. Scroll down to item 333 or do a search for item 333, and you will find the Black Panther print. Don was very pleased with that. I'm glad to hear. Here's a cool item. This was a card for my nieces when they were very early in their lives. They're now all college attendees or headed for college. But this piece I did as a card for them, and I like the drawing. I love the rhythm of the swirly lines and stuff like that. This is an original piece of art. There are no smudges. The smudges that you see here on the sleeve. I got to clean these sleeves. They've seen a lot of traveling and a lot of tape, apparently. This looks like tape gum. Call her name. Yep. Nope. Maybe not. Maybe it's not tape. But you can take this home perfectly clean. I'll show you when I take it out. Anything on the back? Not really. Some art from a Robin Hood charity gig, but very little of it. But this is a cool frameable piece. Princess on the Moon with her moon orb, and the cow that jumps over the moon, he's wearing a space helmet, or she rather. Fun stuff. Here we go. 30 seconds. $50. Here's a cool drawing. Actually, remember what I said. That single figure is usually $150. This is a Robin Hood charity piece. I must have drawn the arrow itself separately in Photoshop for some reason. I'm not sure. They may needed the items separate for some reason. Not sure, don't recall. But this is a full figure drawing of a superhero for $50. 30 seconds. Anything on the back? Some astronaut ink template paper. No art. This was an actual gig for a charity in Brooklyn called the Robin Hood Foundation. I have a lot of art from some of the commercial art gigs that I've done. I've done storyboards for animation. I've done editorial illustrations like this one. This was for the Hartford Courant, which is in Connecticut, a newspaper. This is a spot illustration. $30 seconds. Anything on the back? Nothing on the back. This was done on Valiant Acclaim Comics paper, though. So that's somewhere in the early 2000s. So someone writing to Dear Mr. Parcells. Was it Bill Parcells who was was he the coach of the Patriots at any point? I think he was, actually. I think yesterday was the amazing Kreskin's birthday. He would have been 91. He passed away last year. Rest in psychic power. Amazing Kreskin. Kreskin was a mentalist and an entertainer for probably 5 decades. He was, one of those mind reader types, psychic entertainers. And here is a panel from a comic book called The Amazing Kreskin: How Kreskin Became Amazing. I'll show you the actual panel. There it is right there. So this piece of art and this comic book both come signed. If you buy it today in the auction. This is item 441 in the Mystery Art Theater 5000 series. Product auctions start auction 30 seconds. Here we go. So $50 for a convention exclusive Northeast Comic Con exclusive comic, plus the piece of original art. $50, both signed by me. Detroit Red Wing remembers him from the Tonight Show. Yeah, he did quite a few appearances on Johnny Carson. He was also on Letterman a couple times. He's on Jimmy Fallon very towards the end of his career. My wife is not a magic type person. She's not a person that enjoys that kind of magic, kind of illusion kind of stuff. And Kreskin's routine kind of went south on Jimmy Fallon, and she just got a big kick out of it. Oh, should I do this? I'm doing it. Ugh, I shouldn't have done this, but I'm doing it. It's very hard to get these pieces back in. These are two preliminary sketches for a book cover I think it was called Drift. So this was a job that got scrapped in mid-process. So I was given a kill fee. And I've got these two pieces of original art left. They're done on black and white marker on tracing paper. 30 seconds. Here we go. These are book cover sketches for a book called Drift, which I don't think ever came out. It was kind of about a Christian vampire, if I remember right. It could happen. Detroit Red Wing, I don't feel so bad because I saw you on another live stream, and they didn't call you Detective Red Wing like I did, but they called you something else. And I was like, yes, I'm not the only goob who didn't get the Detroit Red Wing reference. Let's see, let's do 438. Yeah, let's do 438. This is a 2-for-1, same piece of paper. This is a stock background that I drew animation style to reuse for a graphic novel series called the Max Axiom series. Max is a professor slash superhero inventor and a teacher, super professor. So this is a book, or this is a page rather, original art page from the Max Axiom book about recycling. And on the other side is a master background, which I reused several times because I think I did 6 books in the Max Axiom series. So this was a piece of art meant to be reused to help save time. So you get the master background of Max's headquarters, and you get a page from the recycling book. Let's see, 30 seconds, $50. Here we go. Yeah, I forgot what the person called you. Probably just debt or DET or something like that. I'm like, I don't feel so bad. I don't feel so dense. Happy to sign anything you buy at auction or in the bin today. No extra charge. Here's a cool page from a series. It's not really a series. It was a project called the Mac Dogs HKZ. My friend Sam Wagner created the characters with other artists, and I worked on a comic book pitch for him. This is a page. These are the heroes. When you think of the Mac Dogs HKZ, you can think of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Because instead of turtles, these guys are dogs, and instead of ninjas, they're soldiers. So this also comes with a copy printout of the layouts. I did the layouts on a smaller piece of paper, added this reference in Photoshop, printed it out, and then went to pencils from there. This was meant to be reproduced, printed from directly from my pencils. It wasn't going to be inked, so I had to be super tight with the pencils. Here we go. This is item 435. Here's another page. Yes, this is actually the direct next page in the story. The guys get armed and dangerous, and then we cut to one of the other heroes, one of the human heroes, and she's driving in San Francisco, and she sees one of the enemies oozing out of this car. She's like, "Mother effer, it's the enemy!" And then I guess she sees the skull of the face of the enemy, which looks like a skull, and then she starts tearing up. She's revving up her engines at the red light. So this is actually 2 pages in a sequence. It might be cool to put these in a sequence. What am I thinking about? I don't know, but today's auction right here is going to be for this item right here. Here's the finished date, 2011. Wonder if I could sell these as a lot, like the whole story, if there are pages available. I'll try to find the other pages. Here we go, $50 for a page of original comic art. It's a steal, I admit it. Super tight pencils. I can draw cars like nobody's business, and that was because when I was at MTV Animation, I worked on a commercial. I think it was a Nissan commercial. This piece also comes with the layouts. So I'm at MTV Animation, and they need some work on a commercial, Nissan commercial. Next thing you know, I'm drawing like 100 Nissan cars during the course of the storyboard process. And before that, I hated drawing cars. They were difficult for me. I didn't quite get it. And when you draw 100 drawings of anything, you'll get good at it. I'm looking for the Mac Dogs now. Let's see if there's more Mac Dogs pages. I don't have a Mac Dogs page here, but this is Captain Victory for Dynamite Comics. This may be the last page I have of original art. It comes in 2 pieces. The villain was kind of like an android who could assume stealth mode. So I drew his figure separately and then converted the black line to white. And then in Photoshop, I added his figure up here. So this is a page from Captain Victory number 6, I believe. and comes with 2 pieces. $4.19. Dynamite Comics. They do not pay well. That's why this page is not 11 by 17. It's significantly smaller. I'm just trying to save time. This is a nice page, though, I gotta tell you. This drawing right here is worth $50. Figures in space. Figures in space. No bites on Captain Victory, no worries. I'm on a Mac HKZ kick now. I'm trying to find my other Mac pages. This one was kind of fun. 2 spot illustrations for Computer Reseller News in the later 90s. They're reviewing the latest version of Microsoft Windows. Remember that? On Valiant Paper, which is where I used to work. It was my first gig. So 2 spot illustrations, that's $25 a pop. Here we go, 30 seconds. I don't have the heart to divide them. Very frameable. Scully and Mulder types investigating the efficiency of Microsoft Word. Or Microsoft Office, Microsoft Windows. That's what it was. Something like that. That was 407. Putting these back now. I'm not finding any more Mac Dogs pages. They're here somewhere. I've got quite a few of them. I must have done 60 or 70 pieces for them. Here is a spot illustration for a college magazine. The name escapes me, on Acclaim Comics paper, so it gives you an idea of when this was done. Acclaim Comics, I worked for them somewhere around 1999 into 2000, so I probably had a lot of extra pagers. So this may have been done up to 2 or 3 years after. Not sure, but somewhere around the year 2000, before cell phones, obviously, because here's the old school phones with the cords. Remember those? This is item 420. Spot illustration: 2 college girls sharing their dorm room, complaining over the phone bill. You whatnot whippersnappers have no idea what I'm talking about. Comes with a copy of the sketch too. Looks like she just got up. Ainge, I bought a bunch of them. That's right, Ainge bought. You must have the largest collection of Mac Dogs HKZ art, aside from the creator himself. Let's see if we can find any more. I'm just putting some things in order. Bear with me. I think that might be it. I do have a pile of art that I haven't officially filed for Whatnot yet. There may be more pages there, but I don't see anybody here, any more here today. Interesting. They may also be in the hundred, the $100,000 bar section of the show. They may also be in my portfolio. On the hunt for MK. This is my only Marvel original art that I still own. On the hunt for Mac Dog's HKZ art. Let's see if we can find any. There's a character I co-created called Neo, N dot I dot O dot. Even though it's on Marvel Comics paper, you see that down there. This was a project for Acclaim / Valiant. All right. Here we go. Here's a Mac page. This is 100 though. This will be the section of the show called the $100,000 bar. Here we go. So I'm not sure I want to sell this for $100. Let's find another. Let's find another Mac Dog's HKZ page. I'll sell this for 100. This is a page from the Road Warrior. It's technically a panel, even though it's on large art, 11 by 17. 11 by 17 pencil art. This was reproduced / printed from my pencils, so it was never inked. There is no separate piece of art with the inks. I was experimenting during this chapter with having every page have the same shaped panels. This is the goof I went off on. And so there was a larger panel, there was a large vertical, and then there was a large horizontal. So this is one of the large verticals. Let's see if we can find it. There it is right here. So it's technically a panel, even though it's the size of a comic page. Technically a panel done for this page. So this particular piece comes with the comic book. Happy to sign them both for you. $100. Remember, even here on Whatnot at 150 for a single figure, this would be 300. So the entire image is only $100, and you get this. This is the steal of the day right here. There was acid is in the house. There was a remarked print of Spider-Man spinning a web, the headshot, and it had Scarlet Spider in it. And Ainge thought you had bought it. It's probably in here. I'll show it to you when it comes up. We're looking right now. There it is, right there. Speak of the devil. So, Acid, if you bought this, let me know, because I don't have any memory of you having bought this. If you'd like to buy it, let me know. I'll run the auction. Right now, I'm looking for Mac Dog's HKZ pages. I don't see any. All right, I'm gonna go. I don't know. I'm on a thing now, so let's just roll with this. I'll be right back. This is becoming Original Art Day. I didn't anticipate this, but it's kind of fun. All right, so for Mac Dogs pages. Nope, not me. No, it was the Venom print. I have a Venom print with a Spidey, I think, but it's not Scarlet Spidey. It was the Venom with the elaborate background. Oh, that's the one you thought he bought? No, nobody bought that one. I'll share that again in a second. Let's, here we go. I don't know why we're revisiting the Mac Dogs HKZ. This is a project that didn't go anywhere. That happens quite often. But they're fun drawings, I guess. So it's kind of fun to revisit. So while I was working on Bold Blood, which is around 2005, I was also working on this. This is a character called ASP, which is short for Alpha Superior. And he was a dog warrior who had 2 extra arms. I think Sam may have been influenced by like the Image guys quite a bit. So wasn't there a character at Image who had multiple extra arms? So $150 for a single figure plus background would be 100. This would be a $250 piece, but happy to sell it for 100. Character's not recognizable. 30 seconds, $100. 100. Anything else? Anything on the back? Nope. Alpha Superior for $100. I don't really draw with this kind of hatching anymore, do I? This kind of Stephen Platt type hatching. I don't think I do that anymore. So I may have a style in there somewhere. I don't think I have a drawing style, but I think each project tells me how to draw, but I could be wrong. Here's this character was something Vicarious Rex, I think his name was. This comes with a copy of the layout. Which reminds me, I can show you how give you a little insight into the process, because I think I found these sketches recently. Hold on a second. This was the script for the Mac Dogs. Actually, more like a plot, a breakdown. So Sam would often give me ideas, like send me things of what he was thinking as far as pose ideas and things like that, and then I would riff off it from there. So these are some of his characters. Let me see if I can find this guy. There he is. Weird coincidence. This is the sketch. The layout, I call these layouts, which is just a smaller, it's like a doodle phase where you're doing your thinking and stuff like that. And a lot of my energy and everything actually pops in this form. And so once it gets to this size or the finished art, it loses its energy. So I try not to do these kind of layouts anymore. I don't do them for myself, but I do them for the clients just to kind of save time. Um, so this is the actual sketch for this guy right here. Let's see what else we got here. Sketch for uh, magazine illustration. Here's more HKZ characters. I usually keep the layouts, but if anybody's interested in these, I'll sell them. Some of these layouts, if I like them and they haven't been used before, I will reuse them for sure. I'm trying to find a piece that Ainge may have. Here's the Alpha Superior sketch that I showed earlier. This is the layout for that. There's a character called the Roach. I think we'll see him coming up. There's the one Ainge has. Ainge, we converted this guy to Aquaman, right? That was the sketch for that. Here's another sketch for that same Alpha Superior character. This is a process that I sometimes follow. Nowadays, these layouts are usually done in Photoshop. I'm still a pen and ink on paper guy, though, so a lot of times I'll do a lot of my ideas sketching on pen and paper. Let's get a little look at the process there. Let's put Vicarious Rex up for auction. What do you say? $100, 30 seconds. It was the Venom with the elaborate background. Now I want to know which one it is. Haha, just think it's a basic Spidey. Nope, did it though and was tempted by it. Yes. Here's the Roach right here. Also from the same universe, we saw the sketch for that guy earlier. Anything on the back? Nothing on the back. Give you an idea how long ago this was. 2005, 20 years ago. Time flies. Couple pages from that same story, the one that I had in sequence. This is the same story if I recall correctly. So this is the first page. This is where the characters who become the Mac Dogs have been shot up in a gangland shooting style event. They're close to death. And so then this group kind of acquires their bodies to genetically enhance them. So this is the first meeting of the geneticists with the Mac dogs. This is Dr. Bombasia, and that's Q. Sebrius. These are the two main scientists, geneticists, and this is their leader. Going blank on his name. So $100 for this splash page. Lots of glare today. There we go. And this is page 3 from that story. So we're in San Francisco, the hills of San Francisco, and one of our heroes, she drives around in a transformer. So she's her car is transforming around her to take on this enemy. Splash page with insets. 30 seconds, $100. Happy to sign it for you. This was done in 2007. It was a few years. Sam would come back to me. Also comes with the layouts blown up and printed out. Sam would come back to me every few months. Oh, I got such and such a thing. There's a contest in Image Comics. I want to do this. He had originally commissioned me to do a book, which was kind of like a Bible of like all the major characters in his universe, and then he would keep coming back next year, 6 months later, and say, I want to do this, I want to do that. So we worked on quite a few pieces together. Oh, here's some of the pages of stuff that I recently found that I haven't done anything with yet. Let's see if there's any Mac dogs in here. This is all like huge oversized art. Hard to send in a typical priority mailbox. A fun gig, just to share, reminisce. I don't think this is in the bin. I believe it's in my store on my website, but I'm not sure. This was a spread I did for UTC, which was the company that produced the actual astronaut spacesuit, which is called an ETV, it's called an EVU, an extra vehicular unit, where the human being gets inside and there's all kinds of stuff. So this was a fun gig. I actually got to take a train out to Connecticut where they were and see the actual suit, the actual EVU. I shot reference for the suit. They had one on display. They used to let visitors get inside the EVU, but they had just recently had a person get into the unit, and they panicked because I guess it's claustrophobic, it's very close, and so they didn't want that to happen anymore. So I happened to show up at the facility, and I'm like, I got to get in this thing, and they wouldn't let me because the previous visitor had freaked out. So I was really disappointed that I didn't get to put this thing on. It would have been cool, but they did let me put the glove on, and they let me put the glove on, which was kind of sealed into a tank, which simulated uh, weightlessness, like how you would actually have to operate the glove in a weightless atmosphere, in a vacuum. And it was extremely hard to make a fist in one of these. I have very good memories of that. There's also a mirror on the wrist of each hand so that they can read their chest, the readings on the chest devices. So I found that to be interesting as well. But yeah, just trying to close the hand in the glove. It's bulky enough as it is, but just trying to close the hand is really, really difficult. In a vacuum, it's not easy to do. Fun stuff. What a gig. Loved it. So, of course, I did that on Valiant paper, which means it happened in the mid to later 90s. Before you whatnot whippersnappers were born. Here's the actual, here's the printed version of the Space EVU. It's the centerfold. Colors by my buddy Mike, I believe, Mike Cavallero, who I just had a Zoom call with this week. It was fun to touch base. So this is, I don't believe this is my lettering at all. Cool, right? How badass is this? Very badass. So if you were to have bought the spread, I would be happy to include this. I might put this back in my... There must be a reason why it's not in my mainstream portfolio. It might be oversized art. Another character I created for Toshiba, a character called Zario, also an extra size piece of paper. Some comic book art from the Zario comic book that we did. Should I sell these? Definitely got to break these out and put them in the store. Price them and put them in the store. These are in the store already. You can buy these. I'm not sure why these are in this book. This is for an insurance company. Forget the name of the insurance company, but again, superhero characters, Hall of Justice type atmosphere with superhero and Wonder Woman types. He's a cool guy with treads for legs. Could happen. And the Superman characters kicks ass as usual. So these were actual postcard mailers. They were sent out to potential customers, and like kind of like a comic strip postcard. Well, here's a piece of original art that I still own from my Marvel days. Forgot about this one. This is the character design sheet for Vlad the Impaler, which was the first story that I ever worked on for Marvel Comics. I designed this character as this character sheet. I guess I haven't had the interest to sell it yet. There's some water damage here too. That might be why I'm not listing it for sale. Another Mac Dogs HKZ character. This one's called the Hellhound. It's based loosely on a Greg Capullo drawing, of which I forget who the character was. But this was Sam's favorite drawing of all the drawings I did. So I sent him the original art for it. Never beat that particular Hellhound drawing in his eyes. Here is a cover that I did for a class. I worked on comic book art class with students from 6 to 16, and everybody worked on their own comic book story, and then we assembled it into a comic book, had it published or printed at a local printer, and we did a little signing at the local comic shop. So this was the cover, and then we inserted the art from each student's story in here, like a main drawing. Wow, we had 10 kids in that class. Holy shit, that's a lot of work. So this was the cover. I did the cover, and then we inserted swatches from the students' stories and inserted them into the spaces. So this was something I just found recently. All right, back to business. If we can crack 10. If there's anything you guys saw that you're interested in purchasing, let me know. If there's anything you don't see that you're interested, let me know. I'll probably work for another half hour or so. Is Ange or Acid still here? Is this the piece you were talking about, Ange? I must have misunderstood. Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah, I misunderstood which piece you were referring to. No problem. Yeah, Acid, if you're still in here, I offered this for an additional $50 off. If you're interested, let me know. It's 300 total. It was 350, now it's 300. Just for today. Boom, 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 boom. So I'm going to work on this, adding a background to this guy. I think it's an unorthodox pose. It's not a pose you see Spidey in often. I just wanted to try to somehow suggest motion. I actually get dizzy when I look at this drawing now. Now that added to the background, I get dizzy looking at it. So I'm adding the city below him, which is actually towards the top of the drawing. So I'm auctioning this piece, this exact piece off right now. 150 for a single figure and 100 for the background. So it's $250 opening bid. I'll keep working on this today. I'm probably going to sign off around 2 today. So I want to get some exercise in. I'll see you guys tomorrow at noon for sure. But if someone buys this today, I'll finish it on stream. I'll stay. I'll stay longer and finish the drawing so you can watch it get completed. Thanks for the raid. Someone raided me. Thank you for the raid. Who did it? I don't see a note. But thank you. Appreciate it. Remember, if we get if we get more than 10 people in the room, I will break out a game called Mental Metal, and we'll give away some prizes. Age, how much did you win in prizes? Was it $400 worth of prizes? I forgot. 200. I think Age 21 is our biggest Mental Metal winner. 400 clams. Couldn't happen to a better guy either. He's such a great guy. Drove all the way from New Jersey to Connecticut just to hang out for 10 minutes at the most excellent comics and games. Did Jaden have a good time that day? I'm not sure. I'm not sure how into the scene he is. Thank you. You are too. That's great. Thank you. Yes, he did. I'm glad. We just saw a television show. We rent DVDs at the library very often. We saw a TV show. It was called Mystery Road. If you haven't seen it, I encourage you to watch it. It's multiple different series over the years. But the one I most highly recommend, I think, is the more recent one. It's called Mystery Road: The Origin. It's extremely well directed, and written. The script was great.
I know now that I can't make good. I wish I could go back and put me where you stood. Nothing's really something now, the whole thing's should. It serves to suffer, make a hole in my fun. And I hope you look as I fill my book. Oh, what a waste of wood. Nothing's really happened like I thought it would. I, This is the cover I chatted with you about a few weeks ago. You said you were adding a background to it, and you definitely did. It looks amazing. Thank you, MD. Appreciate it. MD, I just put it up for auction. If you want, I can repost it, or you can hang on. No pressure. You can wait till it's finished. It just kind of felt like it needed a background for the pose to make sense. I'm not sure. Now, when I look at it, I get dizzy with the background in here. So that was the intention. It's like he's kind of just flying through space. His body moves. Uh, his, you know his uh, his body is extra flexible because of his spider powers, and so he can move through space in an unnatural way. And that was the idea I was thinking. And so when you see the background going with it, I think it all kind of works. It's weird that I get dizzy though. It's weird that I'm getting dizzy when I'm looking at the drawing now though. It is an amazing piece. It's certainly one of a kind. You'll probably never see a pose like this again. I'm just putting the details, the windows and stuff, and tightening up the buildings now. We also have to separate the clouds. He must have spun a web and stuck onto a helicopter or something because he's very high above the city. That'll probably be my next piece that I draw with a background, is to show him kind of more how he operates in the city. He's rarely above the entire city. He's always intermixed with the skyscrapers, right? When he's swinging around, he needs something for the webs to stick to. So that's probably what I'll do next, is have him in the mix. if someone were to buy this today, that's cool. I will finish it here. I'll stay on the stream, but otherwise, I'm probably gonna sign off shortly. We'll make tomorrow my long day. Thursdays at noon on the regular, right? It definitely works. I need to save a little more money. No worries. It's very possible this could take me a few sessions to work on. Hey, Chris. Chris, I owe you some cash. Is your PayPal address the same as your email address? Chris Summers colored one of my prints on his stream recently, so follow him. because he does kinds of cool stuff. Don't you know what? Yes, it is. Thanks. No problem. I'll try to get that to you today, actually. I'm going to be signing off in about 15 minutes, I think, unless somebody buys this. There's all kind of stuff on top of these buildings, cables and tubes and stairwells, stairwell entrances and cables. You really get drawn into all that stuff. Get it? Drawn in? I didn't even get it. I'm avoiding this area around his face. I don't want to get too much going on there. Are you taking commissions on here? Yes, Attic. Let me know what you'd like. One second, I gotta plug my phone in before it goes south on us. And screens go black. One second. Yeah, if you're interested in a commission, no worries. There's a few ways to do it. The easiest way, I think, is to use the buy it now option. If you go to the buy it now and then scroll to the items that begin with 100s, those are all of the options you have. Uh, item 100 is a single figure. It's the most common commission I get. Single figure for 150 bucks. And then there are add-ons. You can get a background like this, like I'm drawing now, for an extra 100. You can get your piece colored. That's for 100. We also have headshots. You can get a headshot for, I believe it's 100 here. Getting somewhere. So yeah, if you were to get a commission, this isn't purchased yet, so I would just set this aside for another time and start on yours right away. Keep me posted. If we get 10 people in the room, I'm willing to take a break and start giving prizes away. I have a game called Mental Metal where you have to identify uh, a superhero character, and you do that by matching prizes. If you match the prizes, you get a shot at identifying character. If you identify the character, you win the prizes. It's so much easier to explain while we're playing. But we have VIP Ainge 21 right here can attest he won over $400 worth of prizes. Ainge wants to know what character you want me to draw or you're interested in. We have a few already done also. You can check those out in the bin. Items that begin with the number 200 are already complete. You can just purchase them right out of the store. We've got a Deadpool. Did some scanning today. I know there's a Deadpool piece that's not in the store yet. I still have to get that taken care of. If you're interested in seeing the Deadpool piece, let me know. I should do a little gallery showing of the pieces that are available already. Are they handy? That's the question. I know I just scanned Deadpool today, so I know he's around somewhere. Should I put Doctor Strange's building in here? The thing is, I think he'd be swallowed up by the taller buildings. I'm not sure you'd be able to see it from this distance. If you guys have ever been to New York, you know it's a lot of sights and sounds and smells. So a lot of times when I think about it, I like to put a lot of trails of smoke and fumes and things coming out of the city because that's how we visually represent smell. There are genuinely different kinds of smoke and steam and stuff coming out of buildings and streets and stuff, that's for sure. But it also helps to visually show that there's an atmosphere that you can really smell as well. Okay, so I think we're in a place where I can erase the pencil lines. I think we can do that here. Okay. Here's Deadpool. He's not in the bin yet. Is he in the auction? He is. Let's see. Let's do. Here's Deadpool. He's taking a break. He's got his big gulp. He stopped at Joe's fast food, and he's about to off somebody. I don't know. You make up the story. This is live right now. $125. I'm going to sign off shortly. So I'll finish this probably tomorrow on the stream, Thursdays at noon, except when there are holidays and or conventions. I've only missed maybe 5 total. Here's the coolest of the cool. If it's not in your budget to grab a original sketch, you can grab a sketchbook, which has a remarked sketch on the front. Here are some of the sketches I've done in the last year plus. Right here on Whatnot. This was for Boom Studios, though. This was for a cover. I guess they're changing Miles' code name. He's not Spider-Man anymore. What are your thoughts? I think his name is Spin now, right? Look at this. Space Ghost. Space Ghost rocks. Wolverine beheading Deadpool. It could happen. Doctor Strange with a lot of skulls. Will you be in Orlando MegaCon in March? I will not, but MegaCon is on my list. Possibly next year. Will you be at MegaCon, MD? Hopefully. Yes, good luck. And if you go, please check in and let us know how it went. Give us some highlights. I've only heard good things about MegaCon. Here is a sketchbook number 46 of 100 with a Batman remark. I believe these are in the bins, but let me double check. Yeah, this one in particular is item number 046. All the books and comics and things that I've worked on, those are in the very beginning of the bin. So you can find this at item number 46. Number 48 of 100. This one is Storm. And yep, she is number 048 in the bin. Here's Wonder Woman 049 in the bin. So that means I've sold in the 40s, about 40 copies of this book so far. Another Spidey. Can't get enough Spideys. They sell like crazy. Here's one I just did on a whim just for fun. I don't mind keeping her for a while. Nobody knows who the Wasp is, but I love her. She's awesome. She was changing costumes on the regular before everybody else was. Sketchbook number 60. Is this in the bin? It is. Great. Good for me. I'm on the ball sometimes. It's a Venom Remark. You can also buy the blank. The blank is 30. Why don't we do something like this? See what happens. Why don't we auction off? I will do a. I'll do a quick doodle for free. Just buy the book. Here we go. So I'm gonna do a auction. 30 seconds for number 62 of 100. Buy this book. You get to call who the character is, and I'll do a fast doodle in the corner here for you. Over 100 sketches represented in here, which seems to be the opposite of how people do it nowadays. $30 comes signed with a doodle sketch in the corner. Character of your choice. No worries. Don't like it. What do you think? What does that mean? Hopefully. Where are the other? We also have a variant of the sketchbook. It's an all blank cover, so I could do a larger kind of remark up in here. There's only 25 of these, signed and numbered. 25. What else we got here in this pile? Oh, cool. Here's one right here. This is Venom Remark on one of the variants. Is he in the bin? And if yes, where would he be? He's not in the bin, but I'm happy to do an auction for this. Something like this would be $70, but what I'll do is I'll auction it off for 50, and the remark is free. How's that sound? 30 seconds. Here we go. Number 5 of 25 comes with a Venom remark pre-done. Catch me while I'm in a good mood. $70. Another Venom remark. This one's on number 42. I'm interested in picking up a sketch. Could you do the 20s? The 205 Venom head sketch for 75. Something like this. 205. Let's see. What 20 is this? 205? Maybe catch me outside of Whatnot, because I'm already taking a hit with the Whatnot fees. I think $100 is pretty good for this one, especially because you get all the extra tongue action. But this guy is $250. This guy, I forget how much this one is. Headshots outside of Whatnot are 150, so you're already saving $50. Something to keep in mind. Same with this. When I'm at New York City Comic Con or Fan Expo Boston, something like this is $200, but you can get it here for 150. We also have the sketchbook variants. There's only 25 of these. This is number 23 of 25. The variant without a sketch is 50. Remark in itself usually costs $50 in black and white. But if you buy the variant with Remark, you're only paying $20 for the Remark. Here's a Nightcrawler, another character that I love that no one will ever buy, I imagine. Spider-Man blanks. I've got other blanks too. Not too many, but most people ask me to do Spidey or Venom because I am the artist of the most issues. Number one issues featuring Spider-Man or his cast. We also have higher grade, upgrade sketch covers. This one's really hard to find, and when you can find it, they're expensive. So this one is plus 25. 238, first appearance of the Hobgoblin is plus 25. First appearance of the Punisher, facsimile, plus 25. And Amazing Fantasy 15 is plus 25. So if you were to get, say, a head sketch on one of these four, it'd be $100 plus the 25 to cover the expensivity. Is that a word? Expensivity? To cover the costs of these higher end, harder to find, pricier covers. But these, no extra charge at all. Happy to draw whatever you like. Cool. So, any other questions? I'm about to blow out. Let's see. You can find this in the bin. Examples of this in the bin. Single figure is 150. Background is 100. We can even color this. That would be an additional 100. Keep in mind that because I'm working here live streaming out of my own studio, I can pass on some savings. Something like this would be 200, would be 300 at signing or a convention. Expensivity is a word now. Yeah, right? Expensivity. Cool. All right. So I'm probably going to blow out. I'm going to go for a walk, get some exercise in. This will be my 6th day in a row exercising. Cool. Okay. Thank you for coming by, everybody. Thanks for the offer, Wardo. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm going to probably blow out. I hope you guys have a great evening, and I'll see you tomorrow, Thursday at noon Eastern, every Thursday at noon. Okay, guys, take care.